Good day to you. My name is Professor Calvin C. Parks, Professor Emeritus of American History here at Under the Radar. I have a peculiar story to share with you today. In the hot and humid summer of 1987, I was a student at Eastern Illinois University, enrolled in a course about Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War. It was taught by a gruff old professor named Dan Hochman. One day, I hesitantly asked him a question about Lincoln's funeral train back to Springfield. His answer surprised me way back then, and I think you might find it just as interesting today. Stay tuned for the peculiar and somewhat, well, smelly story of the Lincoln funeral train. Right here on Under the Radar. Recently, I visited Springfield, Illinois, the city where Lincoln spent much of his life and where he now rests. It's a city rich in history, with beautiful landmarks that connect you to the past. But Springfield isn't just about its past. It's a lively place with great food, friendly people, and plenty to explore. Whether you're a history buff or just looking for a great weekend getaway, Springfield has a lot to offer. But, of course, Springfield's most famous landmark is Lincoln's tomb at Oak Ridge Cemetery. It's an incredible monument to the life and legacy of the 16th president. Most people visit the tomb to reflect on Lincoln's achievements and pay their respects. But what many don't realize is that his journey back to Springfield was filled with unexpected challenges that humdrum historians rarely talk about. After Lincoln's assassination, his body was placed on a funeral train that traveled over 1,600 miles from Washington, D.C. to Springfield. This was meant to be a tribute to the fallen president, but the journey wasn't as simple as it seemed. What most people don't know, and what I learned from Professor Hochman back in 1987, is the immense challenge of preserving Lincoln's body over that long journey. Embalming was a relatively new process at the time. Even with these early techniques, Lincoln's body started to show signs of decay as it traveled from city to city. To mask the smell of decomposition, embalmers surrounded his casket with hundreds of flowers at every stop. These weren't just tokens of respect, they were there to hide a grim reality. The body of the beloved, martyred president was decomposing, and there was only so much that could be done about it. As the journey continued, the smell of decay became harder to ignore, even with the overwhelming fragrance of flowers and perfumes. Mourners reported that no matter how many flowers were added, the odor still lingered. By the time Lincoln's body arrived in Springfield, it had been nearly 2 weeks. The heat and time had taken their toll, making the smell increasingly noticeable, even outdoors. This final journey was not just a tribute, it was a race against nature, reflecting the struggles faced by those who wished to preserve Lincoln's dignity in his final moments. Standing here in front of Lincoln's tomb, I'm reminded of what Professor Hochman told me, that Lincoln's final ride wasn't the perfect tribute we imagine, but a challenging, grim effort to protect his memory. The flowers we see at his tomb today symbolize honor, but they also remind us of the hidden struggle to preserve him during those last days. If you ever find yourself in Springfield, take a moment to explore these sites and reflect on the stories that often go untold. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold and, well, peculiar history about our glorious republic. Cheers.